It's so serene over here that I just want to take a nap. So, but yeah, um, I'll put it off for 45 minutes. um, so, can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah.
So my name is Manju. Manju in Hindi is a warrior goddess. She cuts through darkness. She has a very sharp knife. Sword.
Where's your sword?
I have to get one.
I support that.
Today, I'm speaking. No, it's nothing. When Laura asked me about a title, I thought about it and I said, there's one thing as gardeners that we don't really talk about. Now, I'm an urban farmer. I have a 5,000 square foot home or yard. I have over 75 fruiting trees. So basically, I get about 5 to 7 fruits every month, right? I have a lot of herbs. I infiltrate. I sink in water. I'm not interested in storing it. I'm interested in recharging the aquifers, groundwater. I also employ different methods. So I don't compost one way. I don't infiltrate one way. I have lazy man, lazy woman ways of doing things. And then there's also, some very therapeutic, slow moving ways like chop and drop. Has anybody heard of chop and drop?
Yeah.
It's pretty labor intensive, but it's also very, very relaxing. If it's a very hot day, you want to just sit and kind of chill, and you chop and drop all your green waste into tiny little pieces. It's very peaceful. Kind of like that twiddling of the little stick that you do. Kill time. So, what's the one thing that we don't really talk about when we talk about creating gardens? We always talk about nutrients. We always talk about composting. We always talk about mulching.
Maybe like your spiritual connection.
We talk about that too.
Okay. Good.
What?
Weeding.
Weeding? No, not that either. Sunlight? No, not that either. Who's the most important species in the garden?
The soil life. The soil?
Us.
Yeah.
Who said that?
I did and you did. Oh, okay. I said us.
Us. We are the most important species in the garden. We make things accelerate. There's nothing that can accelerate the health of a garden, nothing that can regenerate, invigorate, move things along more than we can. But yet we talk about a lot of gardening classes. We never mention us. We're the most important species. Right? If I were to leave nature alone, let the leaves fall wherever they are, let the weeds grow wherever they are, let nature do its thing. It will take nature 500 years to make 1 inch of soil. Now I meant to bring some soil samples from my garden and my neighbor's garden, but I forgot. I was busy taking care of cats and other things. But you will notice the difference between my neighbor's yard and my yard. Now, we both started at the same place. That means some 30 years ago, some developer decided to shave the mountains, take all the topsoil away, and build these homes on this barren, dead land. They like literally stripped the land of all life, all trees, everything, right? The land was literally as hard as cement when I first started to garden. I could not even put a pick through the garden. It would bounce back at me. Maybe go in 1 inch, then it would bounce right back. It was that hard. So if I were to employ traditional ways of gardening, what do they say? Can anybody give me clues?
Till it.
Till it, double dig, right? Can you imagine a backache? How many chiropractor visits?
You have to have a machine for that.
Well, I had a rototiller guy come into rototill. He didn't get past 1 inch.
Yeah, that's still really hard, even with the rototiller.
Very, very
You
hard.
need like a big machine.
Yeah,
Bobcat.
like maybe a. Yeah, yeah. So, little old me did get the job done. So now you can dig in my yard. You're going to find about 1.5 to 2 feet of topsoil
Yay.
in a matter of
God,
30
that's
years,
awesome.
right? What does it require?
You.
My brains, my hand, my heart, my work, my dedication, my knowledge, my commitment. Without me, the land would have had no chance. My neighbor's land is still the same way as it was 30 years ago. Go out there, you're still going to have a pick bounce back at you. So, what are we doing? We have the power, just like we have to claim our sovereign power. We have the power to create community, health, vibrance. It's all really how we use our energy. How do we circulate our energy? So it requires a lot of heart. Would you guys agree? Anybody?
Yes.
Right? We're here because of our heart right now. Because we have a different vision for what we want to see in the future. We want to see freedom. We want to see love. We want to see truth reign. We want to be in alignment with our Father's or our spiritual world, the way it's been created. When we are in alignment, everything flourishes. When we are not in alignment, shit happens. Unhealth. Health does not happen. So, what do I do in my garden? I observe. I pay attention. I walk if I go on a hike. One time I was hiking and I was looking and I saw nature spreading seeds. And you could just see the seeds flying through the air, right? I mean, how the hell do those freaking weeds, I was going to say fucking, but I didn't. But how do they always appear every year? Like I weed and I weed and I weed and they just keep coming back. Like how the hell does that happen? Did you know who is the most powerful seed spreader?
The wind?
Human.
Humans.
Why? Tell me why.
Because they can do it intelligently. Thank
We can fly. All of a sudden, my mom, she carried some seeds from India to the US. And so I have trees that didn't grow here. Right? So we can alter the landscape. We can turn deserts into green forests, vibrant communities. I'm going to keep saying vibrant communities because we create vibrant communities when we understand that giving back is how nature works. Nature has circular systems. Once we understand that we have to circulate energy, we cannot hold it. Can't hold it and grow it. We have to exchange it. We have to give it. When we give it, it multiplies. Is that how composting works, by the way? Does it? How does this tree work?
The compost that's on leaves too.
The
Digging
tree
oak grove.
is capturing sunlight, correct? Taking that energy from the sun, locking it into its leaves. It's taking the energy from the soil through its roots, locking it in its leaves. Then what does it do? Does it hold on to the leaves?
Drops them where it wants them.
Drops them.
And
Right.
the fruits.
Huh?
And the fruits.
And the
seeds
fruit.
nuts.
That's another story.
That's a blessing.
But circulating energy, the leaves fall on the ground. What happens then if we don't? What?
500 years go by. And then you have topsoil.
Exactly.
Right, that's true. But it's dropping leaves to feed who?
Itself.
The bugs.
Huh?
The bugs. The microbes.
Exactly. It's dropping leaves because it's circulating energy. It's creating habitat for the soil microbes. It's protecting the soil from sun, from extreme weather conditions, so that the beings that live in the soil can thrive. It not only gives them food, it gives them shelter, and it creates a community. Now, what happens to that community that it created? It gives back, right? That energy goes back into the tree. Makes the tree more healthier. Tree will give more fruits once it's healthier. People always come to me and say, I have squirrels, I have this, that, and they're eating all my fruit. I'm like, get your tree to grow more. Then you'll be thankful. Please, take some.
Like our apples. Too many apples.
I had, my son, he's renting a house right now. And it has a lot of stone fruit trees. And his house cleaner comes up to me and she goes, they're not picking the peaches and the birds are eating them. You gotta go get the peaches. And I'm like, don't the birds need to eat? So, it's not all for us. It's for all beings because, hell, we're all interconnected, right? We're all a community. We all have a reason to be. We all contribute in some way, right? We know you have dogs, outside dogs that are good for the garden. They help you manage your garden. They have cats. Cats kill cats. Cats kill mice. So, yeah.
I wish those ones
Bats
lived.
eat bugs. So do we want them in our garden? Of course we do. Do I want snakes in my garden? Yes, I do. They'll eat rodents.
Unless it's
So
a rattlesnake.
yeah, I hear you have a lot of rattlesnakes around here.
We've found 2 rattlesnakes the last couple years in the garden up here, which is like, looks great for keeping the ground squirrels and moles down,
staying away
but not really good for walking through your garden picking strawberries.
Right. You just got to make a bunch of noise
Yeah.
before
Scare
you
'em
go
away.
where you're going, especially if you know you're going to be and I don't think they want to be around you.
No, they usually are
So-
very hidden underneath a bunch of stuff, and you can't even see them
Right.
anyways. You have to like
But if
scare
you-
them to make them like visible even.
Right.
So.
But usually, don't you get a warning like?
Yeah, we'll hear them, but like they hide in the corner underneath a bunch of stuff so that you
Yeah.
can't even see them, and
Yeah.
they come out when they want to hunt.
Yeah.
They full grown?
The last one was kind of medium sized, I think. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Full grown rattlesnakes don't just dump all their venom out.
Yeah, they're not as dangerous.
The which kind?
A
Full
full,
grown.
Full grown.
rattlesnake.
yeah.
Yeah. I've come across a couple of rattlesnakes on a hike, and scared the bejesus out of me when it happened. Like I ran the other way when I heard, and then threw rocks to where we saw, so that he would leave, and then we could come out. But I think that we can work around them. We don't have to necessarily kill them. I know sometimes you do have to.
We remove, catch, and release.
Yeah,
something else.
yeah. But I mean, sometimes you do. Like, I had to kill my beehive last year, just simply because I needed to get my roof redone, and the bees had gotten very aggressive, and they were biting the roofers. So every day they would get a few bites, and I'm like, we're not working here. So I had to call a beekeeper to try to move them, and he said that they were so aggressive that even at night he couldn't move them. I personally think he was lying, but at that point it was like I had no option. So now I'm redesigning an area where I can keep bees, because I do believe in having wildlife visit your house, or I have raccoons, possums. I have a lot more birds that visit my yard than my neighbors. I have coyotes once in a while, snakes, garden snakes. Sometimes I wish I could find gopher snakes
Yeah, right. Me
and
too.
release them in my yard, but I don't know. That wish has not come through yet. So if you ever hear anybody giving away gopher snakes,
Gopher snakes.
call me.
We're considering planting castor bean, but you have to really maintain it, keep it small because it can take over. But the ground squirrels and gophers and stuff hate it. It drives them away. So you can like plant it in the corners, and they'll stay out of your garden.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I'll try that. Anyways, today my main focus for today was to help us understand that we are really, really important in the revival and regeneration of our planet. I mean, our planet is in bad shape, but it's not lost, because you can create topsoil. You can create a quarter of a inch of topsoil, for instance, in 1 year, depending on what you do. And you do have to do a lot of work for it. But yes,
What did you do that was different from what your neighbor did?
I did a lot of mulching.
Of just what the plants that were already there produced, or did you bring mulch in?
I brought mulch in.
What kind of mulch?
Mostly wood chips and horse manure, like whatever was around me. I don't think that you have to you have to be practical about like what kind of organic matter that you can bring in. You know, like think of what's local, think of what's available, think of what's free, right? And so for me, um, all these, you know, tree trimmers, they have truckloads of mulch. So I made friends with them. You know, hey, you know, like I can take a load a month or whatever. And I have some pretty funny mulching stories from when I first started because my very first mulch load was a real disaster. Um, I don't know how much time we have, but
Got like so 8, yeah, like 8 minutes.
yeah, so another day. But what I'm doing, I mean, it's not for the people who dream about it. You know, it's you have to do it. Like you have to be a doer. You have to. You can't sit on a lawn chair and expect the ground to be mulched. Like it takes work. And it's just something that I really wanted. You know, I wanted to beautify, um, regenerate, and just create a paradise. So,
How did you know to bring in mulch and not just add topsoil?
um, I don't know. um, okay. One woman. So there was a woman that I met. So I'd gone to um, in Arcadia. There's an arboretum over there, and there was a woman uh, doing something, and you know, like a class or a work. She had a work party going on, and it required like you could get free admission to the arboretum. And I was very fond of gardens, so I actually only went for the free entry. And what I discovered was this magical, you know, thing called permaculture, right? It's as old as day. It was not created yesterday. It's been, you know, centuries. Even as far as in the Vedas, they write about this way of gardening, right? So I saw how she put the garden together, and then there was that double dig method, and I'm like, I'm going with this, right? Because this is a lot less work than doing it how they teach you. It's kind of like treating your body with medications to cure problems and, you know, eating a healthy lifestyle.
Living healthy,
Yeah. So what's easier? What has less side effects? So that was an inspiration. That was like a first kind of a bing, made me very, very curious. And then you do have to do a lot of studying. And before I close today, I'm going to tell you that I will be offering gardening sessions. So I'm promoting myself. It's Garden with Manju. And I'm technically horrible. So like creating an email list and putting, you know,
You'll get the hang of it.
MailChimp together has been a nightmare for me. It's not been as easy as understanding how to create beautiful gardens. But I do have coming up next Saturday, it's going to be a garden tour at my house because I want people to visualize what I'm doing. Once you see what's possible, you can have bigger dreams. So I start off always having a garden tour so that I can show people what I'm doing. And then I go into 4 gardening sessions. So the following Saturday and the following Saturday, I'm going to do session 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 the next Saturday. And it's just I'm not going to talk a lot of theory. I mean, I am, and not metaphorically. Like it's not like a permaculture class, because usually you'll take a permaculture class and you'll come out and you have no idea what to do. Right?
Not
It's all
necessarily.
like very airy fairy stuff, which kind of gives you a broader understanding, which I think is great. But then you go back into your garden, and I'm like, okay, so how do I start? I want you to start.
Hands in the
I want you to do it. And so the way I teach it is I teach you the basics. Like, you know, the importance of the sun and your location, your landscape, you know, um, very basic and very simple. So I don't like to complicate things. I speak very basic English. I'm always there for answering questions. Um, so hopefully I can get my email stuff together. I want to say shit, but I shouldn't. I need to get all that started. And I'm behind. Like, I should have sent it out this week, but
I know the feeling.
it'll happen when it happens. So, anyways, I just want you guys to know that we can all do this. Like, you know, we are the answer. It's our garden. It's our planet. It's our community. And we just have to circulate the energy. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, let me know.
Thank you, Manju.